Alright everybody, welcome to Nerds of a Certain Vintage. As always, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andy.
And we're nerds who are here for our podcast proper for Sunday, August 4th.
Fantastic. And we're going to do something new. And I predict if you're confused that you can listen to a podcast in a couple of days and it'll explain it all.
It'll give you the whole rule book, just like what you need.
So, people who watch or listen know that we do a podcast every weekend. We do a movie night. We do a listicle. We do a deep dive, and then we do a media club,
right.
which is kind of a catch-all. But what we decided to do is start with the listicle, because last month we did vampire movies,
right?
And we did the listicle, I think, the second weekend.
Then we did the listicle differently.
Yeah, and instead of doing our own listicles, we just pulled one couple from the internet and went through them. And there were so many movies on there that we hadn't seen that I was like, well, that's a great idea for us to choose a movie for movie night.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to do. We'll start with the listicle, we'll go to the movie night, and then the rest of the week will follow. Plus it'll give you, the viewers and the listeners, an opportunity to watch that movie before we watch, and then you can be in on our stupid jokes.
Yes.
They are stupid.
I can only imagine someone who is listening to the Eraserhead episode without having seen Eraserhead.
I know. Well, that's the thing. You and I are in our 50s, and neither one of us had seen this, which is a very well-known and famous cult movie.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
I had always been afraid to see it. So.
Were you afraid to see it, or
yes.
was it just...
Yeah. There was a body horror element sort of implied. You know, this is my...
Eraserhead baby is pretty disturbing.
Yeah. This was my impression of it, was that there was some body horror. And it's mentioned frequently when you read things about it. And I was like, I don't know that I want to get into that mess. It was not that strong. It was there.
No.
It was there, but it wasn't that...
Yeah.
It wasn't overpowering or anything like that. So.
Yeah. No, we don't have to relitigate Eraserhead.
No, let's not.
Yeah, it was problems. But this gives us an opportunity to kind of brainstorm what the theme is for the month too, because at this point neither of us have talked about what the theme is. My personal theme was going to be like team ups.
Well,
because Deadpool and Wolverine is out.
That's true.
So
and if you guys, if you have thoughts, email us at vintagenerd7@gmail.com.
Right. The number 7.
Yeah.
Vintage nerds, plural.
The number 7.
Number 7 at Gmail.
At Gmail.
Yeah.
I thought, because it's August and it's ungodly hot, plus the fact that we're essentially flooding because we're 9 in the hottest month of the year, we're 9 inches over our normal rainfall. I thought post-apocalyptic movies or disaster movies.
All right. No, I'm all right with that. There's some really interesting ones from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, that's the thing. At first I was thinking disaster movies, and I was thinking, well, maybe more like, like The Road Warrior, where everything has been burnt to shit. It's a dystopian, apocalyptic world kind of sci-fi flicks. You got a thought? I don't mind the team up. Plenty of good team up movies.
Well, I was working on our old model, and I was thinking, if we end up watching Deadpool and Wolverine, that's a team up movie. So why not do team up stuff? But
I'm not probably going to get a chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine until the third weekend. So.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: like, if the purpose of doing the list first is to find potential movies to watch, then we don't have to go in with an understanding. Like, we could just go see Deadpool and Wolverine and just have it be the thing. Like, we
Media
go.
Club.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'm up for post-apocalyptic stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of list we can find.
All right, let's see.
I do like IndieWire. You know why?
Why?
Because it's full of shit.
Post-apocalyptic.
It's full of
movies.
like artsy. It's like it comes from the artsy fartsy perspective. So it pulls up movies that are, I question.
All right.
I have questions.
So why don't I do the IndieWire post-apocalyptic movies, and then I'll just find best post-apocalyptic. I'll do that as well.
Okay. Give me a moment to silence this, because I wanted to have a pad of paper and a pen so that we could write down the ones that look good.
Moment of silence. All right, so we're going to go through IndieWire's 9 most riveting post-apocalyptic movies.
Okay.
Should I count down to the number 1, or should I count up from the number 1?
No, down to the number 1.
Okay.
It's always down to the number 1.
That's
you act like you've never done this before.
Well, they have it listed number 1 through number 9.
Oh. freaking amateur hour.
IndieWire, these fuckers.
They're pissing me off already.
Yeah, number 9 on this. Number 9 on this list. We have to also track which ones we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Well, then I'm opening a beer.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm going to go
Post-apocalyptically.
Peach Berliner Weiss.
The Berliner Weisses.
Yeah, it's for summer.
Their Berliner Weiss are horrific, is what they are.
Yes, they are.
I'm having a low carb beer.
I would.
I pour it in my water. I'll pour it in my Naruto glass.
You know how they call some things like
Thanks, Naruto.
cheese food, or like.
No, I've never heard that before. Cheese food.
Yeah, it's like it's not
cheese food
exactly
product, yeah.
like cheese. It's like yours is beer drink. That's what you should do.
It's a beer adjacent product, is what it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 9 on this list of the 9 most riveting post-apocalyptic movies. I'm guaranteeing I'm going to say that as apocalyptic at some point. 28 Days Later.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Zombie pictures? Maybe.
Well, I mean,
I hope this isn't zombie like heavy.
well, it's got Cillian Murphy in it, and I mean the apocalypse has already happened, and he's out and about trying to.
Well, the zombie
stuff
apocalypse
out.
is certainly a form of apocalypse. Absolutely.
Most of the time, you're like stuck in it while it's happening.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not post.
Well, there's that movie Contagion. That might be on here too, but I've never seen
Do
Contagion,
you think
so I
it's one
don't
of the
know.
9 most riveting?
Absolutely. Isn't Dustin Hoffman in it?
I don't know.
I've never seen it, but zombie apocalypse movies are like contagion, disease apocalypse movies. It's just that the disease turns the victims into killing machines, so you get a little bit more of a gore factor. So,
Yeah.
which I like. I mean, I like that, I guess.
This has got
Not
one of
really.
the coolest openings, like
28 Days Later?
scenes in a movie, though. Like
Yeah.
him waking up and.
Repeated in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so 2002's horror masterpiece by Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
Number 8 on
I'll
this.
give him that. I'll give him a horror masterpiece. It is. Great flick.
Sure. Number 8, 1975. A Boy and His Dog.
I've heard of this, never seen it.
Yeah. Here's what IndieWire says.
Uh-huh.
Second to Delicatessen, A Boy and His Dog is the weirdest post-apocalyptic comedy you'll ever hope to see. A horny teenage boy, Vic, and his telepathic dog, Blood,
Yeah, I've heard about the telepathic dog.
wander the wastelands of post-nuclear war America. They have a solid arrangement. The boy, who is uneducated, relies on the well-read dog to locate women for him, while the dog relies on the boy to secure food.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. A young Don Johnson in this movie.
Can you imagine being like a post-apocalyptic world and you find this dog that's
Yeah.
telekinetic or whatever, and you use it to
Help me find chicks.
chicks. Talk about like an adolescent stereotype, right?
Yeah, you know. And we know Don Johnson is
He's hurting for
historically bad looking.
He historically has trouble finding chicks, man.
Yeah, like,
But I guess they're
if
rare.
it's post-apocalyptic and you see like there's not many men around,
Well,
and Don Johnson, a young Don Johnson, comes around the corner.
That.
You're like,
You would think that, but have you ever watched The Last Man on Earth?
yeah, yeah.
The last woman on Earth was not to his taste.
Well, the last woman he saw
Yeah,
was not.
exactly. That was the problem. He'd already pretty much committed.
Yeah. Here it continues on. When Blood sniffs out a conquest for Vic, who turns out to be a spy for a secret underground society, the two think they've stumbled upon the answer to their prayers. But as in all great absurdist comedies, things are not as they
So
seem.
this is a comedy then.
That's what it says.
All right. I was thinking this was...
I need to look up Delicatessen. Maybe we'll see if Delicatessen is also on this list.
Yeah. I've written that down too because I was like, what is Delicatessen?
Yeah, we'll see. Because IndieWire is counting up towards 9, so maybe it's on here.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Number 7 on this list, 12 Monkeys.
Yes, 12 Monkeys is a very cool flick. And weird. Terry
I wouldn't mind seeing 12 Monkeys again.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen 12 Monkeys. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got time travel shenanigans and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
You know?
But it's also got Brad Pitt doing a fantastic job of acting.
As an unattractive weirdo, yeah.
Yes. Over the top.
Over the top. That guy's got chops, man.
Doing his best crazy monk from Mr. Monk.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 6 on this list. Children of Men. Another great movie. Another great opening scene too, like that uncut scene.
It's a little dull.
Well, it's dealing with people who can't have children.
Yeah.
Right? And
well, the one woman who's pregnant in a world where they can't have children. So I appreciate the message. A little heavy-handed, but how could it not be? Yeah. In all honesty, and worth watching one time. Rewatchability scale is towards the 0 end on that one, like right there.
Right. So, Children of Men came out in 2006. When do you think it actually takes place?
I'm going to say 2024.
2027.
Okay, we're right there.
Yeah, but the reason we know that we're not in this universe is it says no baby has been born since 2009.
Ah, see, it has been a while.
Yeah. 18 years old. Like 18?
Yeah.
No babies.
That was the last time.
That's a long time.
I was going to, but I will say this, and I predict this with 100% certainty. This will not be the movie we'll watch.
Maybe 12 Monkeys. Maybe Delicatessen.
If I'm going to watch is it Clive Owen?
Yes.
Who's in this? I'm watching Shoot 'Em Up.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I'm not watching this shit. I'm watching Shoot 'Em Up.
All right, so number 5 on this list, Delicatessen.
Delicatessen. I can't wait to hear what this is.
All right, so the post-apocalyptic comedy would be grievously uncharted territory.
Before you get too far, I want to just say this for the record. I don't know how to spell delicatessen.
Okay, delicatessen is deli.
Deli, okay.
Cat.
Essen.
E-S-S-E-N.
Oh, I actually did spell it right.
Well, no, I didn't because I put an A-N at the end, but I was right there, yeah.
What does Essen mean in German?
Okay, you're getting a Pat's tangent for that, man. That has nothing to do with anything.
I'm seeing what it means. It's a verb.
Why German, though?
Because...
You're learning Italian. Why are you interested in German all of a sudden? Does it seem like a German word?
It definitely is a German word. Yes. Okay, so the post-apocalyptic comedy would be grievously uncharted territory were it not for the existence of Delicatessen.
Okay.
I think we've got 2 contenders here.
Pretty solidly, yeah.
French director Jean-Pierre
I'm sold on French director.
Has an exquisitely twisted black comedy. It is the story of a landlord who strives to maintain a habitable living environment for his tenants, despite the fact that the outside world has been ravaged by the apocalypse. On the ground floor is a butcher shop, and every once in a while a landlord will treat his tenants to a rare delicacy.
Human meat.
But when a new tenant moves in to replace a mysteriously disappeared one, he realizes he hasn't quite found the utopia he'd bargained for.
Yeah.
And he may, in fact, be the butcher's next course.
Yes. There's no, you don't even have to guess at where that meat is coming from. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Delicatessen is a surreal wild ride of deadpan humor and gross-out visuals. It's Terry Gilliam meets cannibalistic circus, and it must be seen to be believed.
But when you said I was like,
I thought it was another.
Is it a Terry Gilliam movie?
No, it's
yeah. All right, that's shooting up to number 1 on the list, man.
Wow, I don't know. I like the Boy and His Dog
is there because I've actually heard about A Boy and His Dog for a long time. It's another one.
Yeah, the Delicatessen could be one of those movies that everybody's like, "Have you seen a Delicatessen?" And we're like, "Yeah, it was horrible."
It is IndieWire. That's why we're doing IndieWire first, is because it's going to come up with all the bullshit movies that artsy fartsy folks think are great that are not really great.
Yeah.
Daughters of Darkness. Holy fuck. Man, that's just like, what are you talking about? It was a terrible ending. It didn't go anywhere.
Don't blame IndieWire for that.
It started with all these great
French.
It started with all these great mysteries and like things that could be like divulged, and then nothing happened. And I was just like, what is going on? This is like a movie of the week if they were allowed to have nudity and sex in it.
Back in the 70s they did.
Which was okay, that actually made it worthwhile.
Number 4 on this list, 2009's The Road.
I knew The Road would
I've
show
never
up
seen
on
this.
it.
I've not either, but is that the one with Viggo Mortensen?
Yes.
Yeah. The Road was
Isn't this basically just Wolf and Cub? Or Wolf and Cub has a baby, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This seems to have a little girl.
No, The Road is completely different. Is it Carson McCullough?
Cormac McCarthy.
Cormac McCarthy.
You were so close. Carson McCullough.
I was furrowing my brow, and not because I had sweated under my glasses, but yeah.
You were less right on that.
I was so less right.
So far less
but
right.
It rhymed.
You were almost wrong.
I would say I was totally wrong. Carson McCullough.
Cormac McCarthy.
Cormac McCarthy.
You said Carson McCullough to begin with.
Okay. I don't know who Cormac McCarthy is.
An author?
I'm going to guess that too. But this is a very famous book, and there might even have been an earlier version of it, but I know that it had been like in the works for making a movie for a long time, and then the Viggo Mortensen movie came out. But I've not seen it.
Yeah.
It seems depressing.
Okay.
It seems like a dusty Western if you're in a cold place.
Yeah.
Which could only make it worse.
Yeah. Got a shopping cart full of garbage.
There's nothing worse than a dusty Western in the winter, right? Like that doesn't that just make it worse?
So bleak. So bleak.
Bleak is the word. I think that's well done.
So
That's the word of the day for that summer movie. Yeah.
They take on cannibals, marauders, and other desperate survivors in pursuit of the sea.
Yeah.
They're going to the sea. Why are they going to the sea?
And they meet
because that's where the fish are. Maybe I don't know. Why go to the sea?
I don't know. That's the last thing you want. I've never seen it before. Before I want to see it, and suddenly they meet Don Johnson, and his dog thinks that the boy is a hot chick or something. I don't like. This is the mashup we deserve, right?
Yeah. All right, The Road.
The Road.
Yeah.
That was before we started this list. I knew this was going to show up on these lists, and I thought it's a contender. Neither one of I
don't want to watch bleak. I would rather watch humor.
Yeah.
I would rather watch funny.
No, other things have jumped to the front of the line, but I was thinking that this might be the one that we would see.
It's almost like we need to have all three options queued up, and if the first one's bad within the first 10 minutes, we skip it and go
But you're a completionist. Why you can stop the movie?
I would go back to them. I'm not saying I wouldn't go back to them.
When I get home, I'm watching this. I don't want to watch it. It looks like it sucks, but I'm going to watch it.
Oh, the first 10 minutes really suck.
Oh, by the way, you should should really watch Daughters of Darkness.
Maybe it'll get better.
I'm going to see if you watch Daughters of Darkness all the way again.
You would have to rickroll me into watching.
Oh, I thought this was Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's Daughters of Darkness. Sorry, man.
You watched 2 minutes.
You have to watch the rest.
That's the hook.
You saw the hot girls. You gotta watch it.
Listen, there's a lot of reasons to watch a movie.
It starts with the sex.
We do live in Virginia.
They're on a train. It starts with the sex. So
train sex.
Yeah, softcore train sex.
All right, 1979, number 3 on this list, The Stalker, or just Stalker.
Stalker.
Yes. Have you heard of this?
I'm not sure. Tell me what it's about. All right. So because there is another list that we did of cult movies, and I think this one was on it. But yeah.
Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker.
Yes, this is it.
Marries sci-fi and post-apocalyptic ruin for a dizzying journey into the metaphysics of the afterworld.
This one's going to number 1 on the list. No.
I don't know what list you're watching.
Yeah.
3 men, a writer seeking inspiration, a scientist seeking discovery, and their guide known as the Stalker traverse. Or transverse.
Either one is fine.
It means the same.
It's pretty much the same thing.
The dangerous and forbidden zone, an area of the ruined planet that is said to fulfill every person's innermost desires.
That's the planet right there, man.
Yeah. In the zone, objects...
Some people have weird desires, man. I don't want to traverse that.
Yeah, shit's about to get weird.
Yeah. There could be some gooey shit. I don't know. I don't like it.
Listen, 90% of that is gooey shit. Let's not just say.
Yeah. That whole area is gooey.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch anything.
I need hip waders before I go in there. Please.
In the zone, objects switch places, the landscape is constantly shifting, and an eerie, omniscient intelligence seems to know exactly what you want and how to stop you from getting it. Well, that sucks.
Son of a bitch. That's Tartakovsky.
Tarkovsky.
Tarkovsky, yeah, that guy. Man, can you imagine his Dune movie if you'd ever had a chance to make
Tarkovsky.
it?
Stalker.
We have to watch that so we can use that term.
Yeah. Stalker
is
is
Tarkovsky-esque.
Yes. Is quasi-Tarkovsky.
Pseudo-Tarkovsky. Mezzo Tarkovsky.
Stalker is a journey into the heart of darkness that takes on parabolic dimensions, debating philosophy through intense imagery. For Tarkovsky, the end of the world isn't simply a vision of nihilism. Bear with him to the ending, and you're met with intimations of love and beauty. I don't think I'm going to stick with him till the end.
I'm not buying that at all. Love and beauty. Give me a break with that gooiness.
Yeah. I need to figure out what is Tarkovsky's nationality, because everybody has a different image of this. Yeah, he's Russian. Okay. These folks don't know love and beauty. What are they like? Surviving a desperate winter.
They know cold and tragic sadness.
Yeah. Number 2 on this list, 2013, Snowpiercer.
Oh, Snowpiercer. Worth a watch. Premise is dumb. I mean, it does not make any damn sense.
We talked about
it's so cold. Let's get on a train. Yeah. Like, wait a second. What are you talking about?
That doesn't do anything to metal. Cold doesn't do anything to metal.
Like metal's not going to ice up. Like, let's get on a train.
We need to move. We need to just be moving.
I mean, I appreciate conceptually that it's linear, so it stratifies. Yeah. Your level of society in a very obvious way. I get that, but you could almost have done that with a
building,
a skyscraper,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, and you got to climb to the top floor. Yeah. Although
you want to be closer to the ground.
Yeah, you have a better view, but make the poor people up on it. Well, but then they're going to pee and poop, and that's
everything goes down.
Yeah. No, rich people on top floor.
But stink rises.
That's true. This is a complex question. I had not realized.
This is why you have to have motion. Because that stinks.
Yeah, you're right. No, we got to do a train.
It looks like Pigpen.
I feel like we've gotten the writing process of whoever wrote this. They were like, let's do a building. Wait a second.
Maybe it's a ship. It's got to be in motion.
There's too many problems here. How about a train? Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Sure, we're on a deadline. Get on with it. You want to hear the description of this?
Sure. I would love to hear what IndieWire has to say about this description.
Bong Joon-ho's English language debut dazzled critics and audiences alike with its bold visual style and bracingly direct action sequences. In a post-apocalyptic world plagued by global warming, the remaining population travels the globe on an industrial train.
Not global warming.
It's
global and cold, yeah.
That is segmented by social class. The poor live in squalor in the back of the train while the elite enjoy their riches at the front. The film deals with a rebellion led by Curtis Everett, Chris Evans, who fights his way through each gorgeously rendered compartment alongside some of the train's most colorful characters. The social metaphor of the film may be blunt, but the action scenes are always engaging, particularly one rendered in night vision. Add in bonkers Tilda Swinton, and you've got post-apocalyptic's overload for the ages.
Yeah.
I buy that. Listen, I don't know about rewatchability with that movie, but I don't remember, walking out of it being like, boring.
No.
Seen it.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was just, it's that next level.
They'll just force people to stick their hands out the train,
it was the next level of thought process where you're like, this doesn't make any damn sense at all. It does not pass the smell test as far as that goes. Yeah. But if you suspend your disbelief beyond the fact that the premise is ridiculous, and you really think about that social stratification issue,
it's a metaphor, man.
Actually, I get it. And so, it was cool. It was cool. Once again, I don't want to watch it just because I feel like I'm being slapped in the face with a mackerel over the illogic of a train traveling the globe during a global ice age.
With no upkeep, no fuel source.
Where are the guys who are keeping the track?
Unlimited food, somehow.
And where's the fuel coming from exactly?
It's solar. It runs on ice, man.
It's extra dimensional.
It's Hulk energy.
Yeah. They're deriving it from the multiverse.
So stupid. I can't wait to hear what number one is.
Give a guess. Give a guess. What do you think number one would be?
Justice League.
That one scene.
That one scene in Justice League. Yeah.
No, number one is Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, okay.
Which?
Why would you do Road Warrior?
I think Fury Road got so much love.
It did, but come on, man! It's derivative of earlier movies.
Yeah, but is Road Warrior a great movie?
Yes.
Is it one of the 9 most riveting movies?
Yes.
Not according to IndieWire.
Well, IndieWire's stupid. Which is why we go to it. I want to hear what stupid critics like to watch so that I can determine whether it's worth watching.
They've got the 25 best movies of 2023.
Mad Max was pre-apocalypse. Road Warrior was post-apocalypse. Thunderdome was a bunch of fun, but not as good. But Road Warrior was just cool. I mean, that was the one that created the universe, really.
Yeah.
As it exists. Sure. And Fury Road had better, had more money. It was bigger, all those things. But no, Road Warrior was cool. That final scene with the road battle with the ship with the oil tanker and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what made everything else. It's like when I had an argument in high school with a guy who loved Metallica and said that Jimi Hendrix was shit. It was just like, I was like, there would be no Metallica unless there was Jimi Hendrix. And I will say, there would be no Fury Road without Road Warrior.
This is the same argument about Godfather. Like, it's a great movie, sure. But everything is, you've seen so many things that are reductive from it.
Right.
That it becomes less in your eyes.
Well,
that's where that argument comes from.
I know, and
Jimi Hendrix sucks because I didn't live through him and I saw what came
now.
from him.
But I think it's a poor argument. It doesn't hold up. I mean,
it's my argument, so it's great.
All right, you win.
All right, do we want to watch the 22 best apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic movies?
Yeah.
This is from BuzzFeed.
We've already decided we're going to watch Delicatessen if it's available.
Either that or the other one. What was the other one?
A Boy and His Dog.
A Boy and His Dog, yeah.
Which is I've heard about that one for a long time. Not like Eraserhead.
Yeah.
But it's so effed up that movie's name just comes from that weird little scene at the end where his head falls off.
Yeah,
and they take a core out of it and make a racer. What is that? What is the point of that?
Yeah, how do you scale that in the factory?
I just don't get it. Oh yeah, this is a great eraser from that head you found on the street, laying in the road.
All right, so according to BuzzFeed, here are the 22 best apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic movies ever made. Am I counting down from 1 or up from 1?
No, you start at 20. You go
22,
down.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, this article doesn't do that. Bastards.
Oh, you have to scroll all the way through?
I gotta scroll to the bottom.
Those sons of bitches.
All right, number 22 on this list. Terminator franchise.
Sure.
I'm surprised that some of these didn't show up, but they're not really post-apocalyptic. Because these movies don't actually get to the post-apocalyptic part.
They're about the apocalypse itself?
Yeah, or pre-apocalyptic. This is the difference between prediction and post-diction.
I don't know. 28 Days Later, definitely post-apocalyptic. Boy and His Dog, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about BuzzFeed.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Terminator itself is not, none of the... very few of those are actually taking place in the apocalypse.
That's true. That's true. I'm crossing that off. That gets a big old X.
It's a good... listen, some of them are
great
good
flicks.
movies.
Great flicks, yeah. Well, yeah. First one's a great flick. Second one's a great flick. Third one I liked, actually.
Yeah, then they go off the rails.
They get some shit, but yeah, then they...
Did you ever watch Sarah Connor Chronicles?
I did like the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Yeah. They were cool. But after that, they
kind of went off.
Did J.J. Abrams get involved in one of these?
Probably.
Because he fucked it up, like he does everything.
Yeah.
They call him Jar Jar Abrams on the Super Nerd.
That's stupid. Number 21 on this list. This Is the End. This is a funny movie.
It is. Oh!
This is at James Franco's house.
I guess it is post-apocalyptic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Rogen, the whole gang.
Everything's going crazy on the outside?
Yeah.
Who's gonna rape her? What?
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson shows up?
She's gonna think we're gonna rape her. You're raping who? Like, she had that baseball bat, so I was beating on those guys.
Yes.
Michael Cena, like, is just this absolute pervert, and he gets like dragged down first thing when the whole pop up.
You get Channing Tatum at the end.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
But I don't think it's post-apocalyptic. It's apocalyptic. Like, it's during.
Well, this is saying the best of like apocalyptic and
post-apocalyptic. Okay.
I don't even think the Terminators are apocalyptic.
Well, because
this
is
all happening
time travel
before.
shenanigans, right? It shows after and it shows before.
But all of the action really takes place during the pre-apocalypse.
Well, what was it? Terminator
Salvation.
That was kind of during the apocalypse.
Was that the one with
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale?
I think so. Yeah. That could have been
forgettable.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
Could have been substantially better.
Number 20 on this list, 1988's Akira. Is that a post-apocalyptic movie?
It is not. Nope. In no way. This
says, for starters, Akira is one of the best-looking movies ever made. Set in Neo-Tokyo after a global conflict, it's the story about telekinesis, a biker gang, the effects of war on children,
there's
and a whole lot more.
There's civilization. It's not post-apocalyptic. Yeah, somebody. There was a disaster.
Everything happens after an apocalypse.
It doesn't quite fit. There was a disastrous situation that occurred.
Listen, the dinosaurs
Tokyo.
Thought that 65 million years ago there was an apocalypse.
That was
those dinosaurs.
That was an apocalypse.
Right. So
definitely.
We are currently post-apocalyptic.
You're going too far.
Something's got to poke the bear.
Yeah, you're going too far. The listeners are going to rile me up. Pat's going to rile me up.
That's my role in this whole thing. Number 19.
So I'm going to go Terminator. No. Akira. No. This is the end.
Yes.
No. Well, no, because it's
apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
But
apocalypse is currently occurring.
But we're looking for post-apocalyptic, right? Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, but this list is... Two of these movies don't even fit the definition of this particular list. Two of the three
That's why I love it. That's so fun. Okay, I'm going to go no for this is the end.
Right. Number 19, a twofer. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049.
These are not post-apocalyptic.
I think Blade Runner might have been. Isn't something supposed to have happened in...
No, there was full-on civilization. These people don't understand what post-apocalyptic means.
It says, here's what it says. Not much is mentioned about nuclear war in the movie Blade Runner, and for good reason. The book it's based on, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, has a lot to do with real versus fake animals, since most of the real ones were killed by the nukes. The movie isn't as concerned with the animal subplot, so talk about nukes would have just been distracting. But still, it's canon that the world of Blade Runner is set in a post-nuclear war world.
That is not an apocalypse. We're not talking about post-nuclear war, yes.
Very few humans.
If civilization comes back, it's not post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic is where civilization is pretty much trying to recover. Like, Fallout is post-apocalyptic. Right?
But they have culture.
A place...
They have cities and stuff.
Yeah, but it's all based on the collapsed culture that came before it. Mm-hmm. Like they're trying to recover culture. Essentially, that's the whole premise.
They're not building a new culture.
They are.
And that's what Blade Runner has done.
Blade Runner is after there's already a rebuilt culture. It's not post-apocalyptic. I mean, I guess you could.
By my definition, it is.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but it's not. But it seems very unlikely.
Listen, I know I'm on the thinnest of reeds. But I understand.
You don't get the feeling that civilization was on the verge of going out in that world.
Right.
Yeah. Was there a war? There's always war and destruction, but apocalyptic is a whole different ball of wax. So. Soapbox over.
Well, get ready to get back on your soapbox.
Sure.
18 is Interstellar. I'm interested. Like, this seems like a slow-moving apocalypse in this movie.
Yeah, it's. I don't.
It's not like a single event.
Yeah.
It's just like the crops are dying and they need to find a way to save humanity.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's just a slow motion.
It's a pre-apocalypse. It's in
I'd say early stage apocalypse.
It's in the action of apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, this gets into definitions like where does the apocalypse start?
Yeah,
that's difficult.
So Interstellar, no.
Number 17, the Matrix franchise. That's clearly a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yes, absolutely. No, and that's a good one. I hadn't actually thought of that one, but yes, Matrix. Yes.
Yes. At least the first one.
Yeah.
That deserves to be on the best of the world.
Exactly.
Number 16, The Day After Tomorrow.
No. That's a disaster movie. It's not a post-apocalypse movie.
One of the defining disaster movies.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
The Day After Tomorrow shows the Earth falling apart after years of global warming. It was directed by a man who specializes in end-of-the-world movies, Roland Emmerich.
I don't know that it was about global warming.
I thought it was just...
Yeah, they're putting the current political bullshit on top of this. Yeah. But no. Okay, so Day After Tomorrow, no.
Yeah. Number 15. Oh, I'm interested.
You gotta love this list. It's riling me up. I'm like, this is so dumb. What is wrong with these people?
I'm really interested in how you're going to react to number 15.
They're really enjoying putting their personal bullshit on top of this list, man.
Well, maybe when I get to the top, I'll see, here's how we define...
Top 10, our actual post-apocalyptic movies.
Well, number 15, the Hunger Game franchise.
I'm going to give it to him.
Why is that any different from Blade Runner? How does that differ from Blade Runner? Because the culture is reborn. They are recreating. They are going on.
You've convinced me. No.
The bear's been poked. All right, the Hunger Games is about.
I feel like when I think about that movie.
It feels more like a post
right. It's like movie. Something has happened and they're struggling to rebuild civilization and culture, and they're doing it in a very totalitarian way. So there is a very post-apocalyptic kind of feel to it. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Based on my own definition, I'm not sure it quite fits in that in that realm because they do still have technology, they still have culture, they still have cities. Yeah. It's just it's not necessarily post-apocalyptic. It's just totalitarian. It's like, what if the totalitarians took over and they had control and they were like, the best way to keep people under wraps,
split them up,
kill their children,
kill the kids,
murder their children. Yeah. That'll keep them cowed.
I'm starting to wonder if the apocalypse ever actually happened in this.
There will never be a revolution as long as we're killing them kids. Makes total sense.
Yeah. People will be so worried about their kids.
Nobody gets upset when you kill the kids. That's the first thing to keep them down.
Yeah. I'm like, you got some, hey, we want to pacify people? Kill their kids.
Kill some kids.
Kill them. And not only kill their kids, make them kill each other.
What's funny is that if I ever run for office, they're going to cut this out and run attack ads. He wants to kill your kids.
No, you don't want to kill their kids.
No.
You want their kids to kill each other. On TV.
Yeah.
For your amusement.
For your entertainment. People are going to be like, well, okay, that makes sense. I'm down for that.
Yeah, it is 2048 after all.
Exactly.
What do we expect?
Yeah.
All right, number 14, Snowpiercer.
Absolutely. That one's a yes. Snowpiercer. Yeah,
after global warming, of course.
Which made a global ice age. The global warming that created an ice age.
Moving on. Number 13, Shaun of the Dead. Is a zombie apocalypse an apocalypse? Is that the thing?
Technically, yeah.
But is it an apocalypse if they actually survive it? That's the other thing. Because in this, they actually finished, it ends up not being a huge apocalypse. They wrangle the zombies at the end and make them menial labor.
I think you make a good point, yeah. It didn't end up being the apocalypse that it almost became.
Culture did not fall.
Right.
All of that.
Right. The military came in.
Yeah.
And Sean's favorite bar was saved.
Yeah.
That's really all you want.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no.
Unfortunately, one of the guys got his entrails ripped out.
Well, he deserved that shit, though. That guy's a douche.
He's a dick. So does Shaun of the Dead not?
Shaun of the Dead, no.
Does not belong.
It does not quite fit the requirements for an apocalypse or post-apocalyptic movie.
It is apocalyptic
Adjacent. That's right. It's meso-apocalyptic. It's quasi-apocalyptic.
It is. It is apocalypse interrupted.
Interruptus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw in some Latin there.
That's premature apocalyptication.
All right, number 12, the Mad Max franchise. I'm surprised this isn't higher on the list, actually. 12? Yep. 12 seems pretty low on this list.
Mad Max, yeah. Well, you know what's funny is the first one is not.
They say that it starts with society teetering.
Right, which doesn't
Because in the first one, there is, like...
So we're going to call it the Road Warrior franchise, yes.
Should I open another beer?
Yeah, because Mad Max can suck it.
I'm going for a Tucher Lager Helles.
Ooh, Tucher Lager. That name's got all the words in it. Not all of them English.
This is, in Germany, or in Austria, this is what they make their Radlers out of.
Oh, wow.
Throw some lemonade in here. Mm-hmm.
A little extra sugar, carbohydrates.
That's right, man. It's what plants crave.
A little seed oil. Everything you want.
Oh, here's one.
Healthiest beverage of all. Here's one
that neither of us had thought of.
Okay.
2008's Wall-E.
Yeah, it counts. Wall. Is it 2 E's or just one?
It's 2 E's.
Wall-E.
With a dash. Hyphen.
Yes.
Now, if there was an X in there...
Wall X-E.
No.
Wall-E. You got that
fantastic
right.
movie.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It is a fantastic. And post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
The world destroyed by garbage.
Yes. No, it's destroyed by humans. Garbage is just the medium through which humans
I feel like as Wall-E became more kind of sentient, he would have done more creative things with his cubed junk piling. Like you would have seen more pyramids and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Art. Some
artistic stuff, right? Right. Nothing would have... I have Wall-E and Eva. Like Eva's up there. Eva would have been really impressed by like.
Eva would have come in and he would have made like a self-portrait. He would have made a self-portrait of Wall-E in blocks
out of cubed garbage. Yeah,
with a beating heart.
Yeah. I love you, Eva.
Eva. Number 10 on this, the Planet of the Apes franchise.
Yeah, it's definitely post-apocalyptic. Yep.
It depends.
Does it also?
Well, it depends on which Planet of the Apes franchise you're talking about.
No, we're talking about the real one, not the fake.
Marky Mark playing. That is not a post-apocalyptic movie.
No, I think an argument can still be made. I mean, the culture that we had growing up was an ape
damn
culture.
dirty apes.
Yeah, but obviously the Charlton Heston one is totally.
Of course.
So yes, now the recent ones maybe not, but this last one, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, definitely post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
The apes had already destroyed things.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost said monkeys. You know how I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
This has a great line here describing it. The first entry is an end-of-the-world movie that you don't know is an end-of-the-world movie until the end of the movie. Somebody thought they were super cool writing that line.
No. But we're talking about the Charlton Heston one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you don't know that it's a post-apocalyptic movie, but yes, it is entirely from the beginning of post-apocalyptic movies.
Now, do you agree with this? I'm guessing you're not going to agree with this just because you haven't seen the new ones. But it says, the rest of them are also great, and the most recent trilogy has been one of the best reboots of an old franchise ever.
Well, considering they keep making it, I wouldn't disagree just because why
what other reboots have been great? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have we had any other reboots?
I'd have to think about it.
Would you consider all the James Bond stuff as reboots?
No.
Why not? I mean, the most recent stuff, they're retelling stories from previous...
Are they?
I thought Casino Royale was a retelling of a movie.
Well, they never made a Casino Royale in the original Brock Letty James Bond. The Casino Royale that came out was made by a different company, David Niven, Woody Allen. It was semi-comedic. It's actually kind of a cool movie.
Sounds fantastic.
In a very 70s sort of way.
Is this the one where what's his name was he was only Bond for one movie and he was a...
No. You're thinking of On His Majesty's Secret Service. Yeah, that was George Lazenby, the Australian. I know my Bond, man. Yeah. I'm a Bond nerd. I was at Trilogy, and they had old Bond novels, and I bought like 4 of them. Yeah, because I love the Ian Fleming the books. The books are fantastic.
But what other reboot is there that has been unequivocally better than? Because I will tell you, I've actually enjoyed the most recent Planet of the Apes. I mean,
I haven't watched them, but
they're spectacle.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think they're decent.
Well, you don't like westerns. I don't like tragic stories. Like, I don't go to the movies for the tragedy of it.
Yeah, and I go for the despair.
Exactly, the pathos.
Drown myself in a monster.
If there's no pathos, I'm not going to the movies.
Yeah, fuck them guys.
It's just not for me. And these movies seem to just be like drowning in sort of a tragic kind of like destruction of society sort of thing, right?
I think they're trying to tell the story of what brought about the culture that was in the first movies.
I get it, but the thing about the Charlton Heston movie is it's told from the perspective of somebody that you can identify with, one of our people, you know, from our period of time, and they're astronauts, and they show up thinking that they're found on another planet, and to all intents and purposes, it is another planet. And then he finds the Statue of Liberty and realizes that this is post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
So, you know, during the whole movie, you're kind of thinking, you know. Yeah. But you identify with him because he's not one of those sort of degenerated humans that can't talk and has become.
He's not a slee stack.
Yeah, exactly, to whatever degree. So these movies kind of start with how the apes get intelligent.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a whole different thing. So a cool concept.
So I'm not even. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could consider that a reboot.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it may be one of the best reboots.
Yeah, I don't know of it. Like off the top of my head, I can't think of any other reboots that have been.
Well, once again,
except of course, Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Yeah. That wasn't a reboot. That was a sequel. Not the same thing. Yeah. We'd have to. Maybe we should do our top 10 reboots.
Yeah, that is a thorny wicket.
Next month.
Yeah.
Next month. Top 10 reboots.
Number 9 on this list, the Living Dead franchise. Another zombie, like an ongoing apocalypse. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Right. That's pre-apocalyptic, though. But yeah, the all the other Living Dead movies, yes, they're after the zombies have taken over. But I've only really watched the one where they're stuck in the mall.
I can't imagine, like, why would anyone want to survive? Like, what are you fighting for at that point?
It's not that you want to survive, but it's
human nature.
It's the nature of people to try and survive, right? And the zombies aren't smart. They just this is why zombies have this power over us from a movie perspective.
You just gotta wait them out.
Yeah, it takes a long time for them to rot away, though, and as long as they're still mobile.
6 months? I think 6 months.
You think the muscles would degenerate enough in 6 months because they're constantly exercising them.
But they're also like out in the elements, and it's not like they're replenishing their muscles.
Yeah. I think you're right. Unless they're eating each other, that's where they lose the logic in the zombie apocalypse movie.
Eventually, you want one monster zombie.
Yeah, they're just looking for protein.
We've written our best movie yet.
You know, Johnny's looking pretty good over there. Like he looks like he's got plenty of protein.
My zombie neighbor over there, he's got a brain.
Exactly. I don't know that they all do the brain eating thing.
Well, the ones in Shaun of the Dead clearly didn't care about just the brain.
Yeah, they're cannibals.
They just wanted
Return of the Living Dead, I believe, is the movie that had the brain thing going on.
They were on the paleo diet. They just needed protein.
Well, you know, as we all did when we were cavemen. We just wanted some brains.
All right, number 8 on this list, Zombieland and Zombieland Double Tap. I think we're getting into the zombies.
It's like all zombie world, yeah. We're going to speed through zombie shit because, fine, but
not expanding the genre very much, yeah.
Number 7, A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2.
Okay.
That's a post-apocalypse.
Yeah, I'll give it 2. Yeah.
And I remember watching A Quiet Place in a theater. I have never been in a movie that quiet. Like, the crowd silence the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, it was a stressful experience. Didn't like it.
I
you felt bad opening up like your Kit Kats and eating them.
I keep seeing that picture of that guy in the video at the beginning where you're supposed to put your face. This is obnoxious. He's like, ah! You know, I'm just like, wouldn't that have been great in that movie? Hey, hon. Yeah, can I call you back? We're watching A Quiet Place.
Yes. It's okay, sweetie. We can have a conversation. Nothing's happening.
Oh, what did he do? Oh, is it the first time he turned over? So fantastic.
It's great. I can hear you fantastically. It's so quiet in here.
Here, let me put this on speaker.
And it's just your wife in Target.
Yeah.
Hey, do you need new, socks?
Exactly.
Number 6, I Am Legend.
Yes.
I'm not sure I would put this as the best. Like, I would put some of the ones below it as better than this movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's clearly an apocalyptic movie.
It is. And I agree with you. I dig this movie, but I don't know that I necessarily...
More than, like...
No, not better than Road Warrior. Not better than...
The Matrix?
Not better than The Matrix? No, in no way better than The Matrix. I wouldn't even say...
Dead? Planet of the Apes?
I wouldn't even say it's better than Snowpiercer, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And I've complained vociferously about Snowpiercer's conceptual problems, but I would still consider it to be a better movie than I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a DEI higher.
Yeah. Number 5 on this list. 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later.
Well,
more zombies.
Oh yeah. Well, that was number 9 on the best post-apocalyptic. So yeah. And those are fantastic movies. Those are zombie movies that are stepping up.
I think they're supposed to be making another 28 months later or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Number 4, Children of Men. We already talked about that.
Of course.
Number 3, The Road. We spoke about that.
Yeah. These are classic sort of flicks. Yep.
All right, number 2 on this. This is coming out of left field. I don't know. I've never heard of this movie. 1984's Night of the Comet.
Yeah, you never heard of The Night of the Comet?
I have not. No.
It's also kind of a zombie movie.
The end of the world does not have to be a bummer. In fact, it can be a mix of slapstick, sci-fi, and 80s camp, which is exactly what you'll get in Night of the Comet.
Yeah.
After a comet wipes out humanity, Valley Girl Reggie, Catherine Mary Stewart, and Sam Belmont, Kelly Maroney, fight against cannibalistic zombies and a group of evil scientists. Scientists are always evil in these movies, right?
Well, in a general sense. I mean, it's essentially like, on the evil scale, it's like scientists, lawyers... No, it's pretty much lawyer.
I consider myself a scientist. So I'm somewhat of a scientist.
So you're not as evil as lawyers. You should be happy.
I really appreciate that. This movie has become a cult classic in the years since its release, and it's not hard to see why. 1984, I would have been 12. I can't imagine this is the movie my parents would have been like, yeah, go see.
No, not your parents. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, growing up in the 80s, you see this movie in the theaters, or you don't see it. You know what I mean? It might show up on TV 4 years later.
Here's my hot take. Can I give you my hot take?
That's a better way to live?
I'm going to give a hot take. Not better than The Matrix. Not better than Road Warrior.
Of course not. No.
This is like number 18 on the list.
This is the author of the BuzzFeed being like, look, I'm going to show you how smart I am by front loading a couple of movies
weird cult
weirdo things.
No.
Yeah. Number 1 on this list. This guy's riling
me up. He can suck it.
All right. Well, think about this one. Number 1 on this list. It's a recent movie. Recent-ish. 2018.
Ooh. I can't think of a thing.
I Think We're Alone Now.
WALL-E?
Yeah, WALL-E is clearly...
WALL-E.
You're thinking I Think We're Alone is better than WALL-E.
What is I Think We're Alone?
Peter Dinklage and Elle Fanning use their American accents in this movie. That clearly makes it the best. Unsurprisingly, they're both great as Dell and Grace, two people who may or may not be the last people on Earth after a mysterious apocalyptic illness causes the human race to suddenly drop dead.
Okay, this is another DEI.
I mean, no zombies here. It says
no. I'm just saying because Peter Dinklage is in it. It has to be number 1.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he's also a pretty good actor.
He is a really good actor, but this is not one of the great post-apocalyptic movies.
No, of course, but I mean,
just because to be number one, this isn't even like.
Just because this is number one doesn't mean it's a DEI thing. Just because Peter Dinklage is in it. Night of the Comet's number 2, and like that's Valley Girls. Like that's dumb. Like this is stupid. This is more about the author of this article than just like trying to shoehorn some political message into. I think we're alone.
You've convinced me.
It's like William Barrios. I'm sorry, you're a BuzzFeed contributor, but you can suck it.
All right.
There's 39 comments on here. I want to see what some of these comments say. Oh, shit. I have to log in to join comments? I'm not doing that. Bullshit. I can't. But I can look at the survivability index, the post-apocalyptic movie survivability index. It says, in honor of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, one brave writer rewatched 51 dystopian films to figure out which ones he could survive. Mm-hmm. The job nearly killed him, but we're proud to present to you a survival guide for Fury Road, A Quiet Place, and a few unforgettable disaster pieces. I do like disaster pieces. So this is on 2 axes. He's justified this, all right?
Uh-huh.
The vertical axis is running from totally fucked to built for this, all right?
Uh-huh.
Horizontally, light dystopia to absolute hellscape.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to run through this list, just quickly. We're going to have some that we've already seen. So 34 was Idiocracy.
Uh-huh.
33, Wall-E. 32, Damnation Alley.
Damnation Alley. I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No, I've seen it. I can't remember what it is, though.
It says, how did I get here? Let's be honest. You haven't seen this movie.
I haven't.
It made $4 million on an $8 million budget in 1977, and a surge of better, more successful post-apocalyptic nuke movies came out in the early 80s. So if I'm going to write about this goddamn travesty, you better believe I'm riding with Tanner and Denton in an Air Force Landmaster. Yeah.
I think I have seen Damnation Alley, but it's been a long time.
Yeah. No.
Back in the 80s I saw it.
Number 31, Battlefield Earth. Do you think Battlefield Earth, I will admit I've never actually seen this movie. I've heard it's historically bad as a movie, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I don't think it's
as bad as some stuff, and I don't remember it very well. I think that might have been what the deal was with it. It was boring. I mean, it's a L. Ron Hubbard property, and I think it was made by Scientologists. So it was almost more of a passion project, so I don't know that it necessarily stands up, but I don't really remember it very well.
It says, the only apocalypse I need to survive here is the film itself. Number 30, Logan's Run.
Logan's Run, fantastic film. Yeah.
Not on any of the other lists. I don't understand. See? Like, people are like too busy putting Valley Girl movies in their list.
Yeah. Night of the fucking Comet, Waterworld. Nobody's even mentioned The Postman, but I think The Postman's a cool flick. Postman.
29, Interstellar. 28, Soylent Green.
Soylent Green. Why did nobody put Soylent Green in there? You're right. Holy fuck.
This is ridiculous. This 27, 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
26, Blade Runner.
No.
25, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
24, The Omega Man.
Omega Man is I Am Legend, Charlton Heston.
Okay.
But it was more true to the original story.
And it's a cool flick. Yeah.
I think I should probably watch these movies and then read this list, because this guy's got a
Yeah, he's spot on. This is a lot better than these other two.
And he's also a funny writer. Imagine you're a brilliant, attractive, single scientist with great style and a cool car living in Los Angeles. Then imagine that a plague sparked by biological warfare has killed off nearly all of LA and the rest of the world. Sure, you're stoked that you've just developed a vaccine to make yourself immune to humanity-threatening diseases, but does any of that matter if you're not picking up any ladies?
Yeah, Omega Man is a kind of a cool flick. Yeah.
23, The Postman.
The Postman. Oh, cool.
This dude knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, this guy. This is the one right here.
This is the one that you're going to kick yourself for not putting on here.
Yeah.
Number 22 on his list, Judge Dredd and Dredd. Are those post-apocalyptic movies?
No. Civilization has survived. No, you know what? I'm going to give it to them because they're the mega cities because there's the cursed Earth. They had a nuclear war, destroyed everything, and everybody went into the city. So yeah. Fuck yeah, with Judge Dredd. That's number 1. Sorry, with a bullet.
Number 21, the original Planet of the Apes series.
Yep.
Number 20. Oh, hold on. Unranked Hellscape, Children of Men. So he skipped that one.
Yeah.
Number 20, Six String Samurai.
What is that one? That one sounds... There's a...
This says the Soviets nuked... This is from 1998. The Soviets nuked the United States in 1957, sending the American government into a fatal tailspin and leaving the majority of the U.S. uninhabitable. The only city still standing in the desert wasteland is Las Vegas, where Elvis Presley is king for a full 40 years before he croaks. His death sparks a radio broadcast calling for all musicians to claim the Las Vegas throne. And who better to join the rock and roll rat race than Buddy, a quirky nomad who roams the desert wielding both a guitar and a samurai sword. This movie sounds fantastic.
I know. When was it?
1998.
Oh fuck yeah!
How did we miss this?
Man, that might have kicked Delicatessen off the list.
There's more to this, but I want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Number 19, Zombieland Double Tapped. Number 18, Waterworld.
Mm-hmm. This guy's great.
Number 17, The Road. Number 16, good lord, he's got a lot to say about The Road. Number 16, The Hunger Games. Not well.
Yeah.
He's giving a very wide berth to apocalypse.
Yeah, but I'll give that to them. Yeah.
Given the fact that he's got a pretty good list.
Yeah. So far, it's much better than these other two stupid ass lists.
15 is 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Number 14, Silent Running.
Yes, Silent Running is a cool flick.
I don't know.
I may be confused about what Silent Running is. I thought Silent Running took place on the moon.
I don't know. It says, what happened? I love how much Freeman Lowell, who's played by Bruce Dern,
yep.
loves his plants. His initial mission was to build plant-rich geodomes just outside Saturn's orbit because the Earth can no longer support forests.
Okay. I had forgotten about what was going on Earth, but yeah, I guess so. But that's a little bit of a stretch. But
then, American Airlines, which owns the freighters carrying the plants, orders Lowell and the 3 other crewmen to abandon and nuclear destruct all of the forests to return the ships to commercial service. Look at my guy Lowell's face as he's receiving this on the intercom. He is fucking pissed. I got a picture of it. So, yeah. That sounds like a pretty fun movie.
Yeah. That was one that I read about but not actually ever seen. But yeah.
Number 13, reboot Planet of the Apes series.
Mm-hmm.
That's, all right. Number 12, Snowpiercer. Number 11, A Boy and His Dog. Number 10. Oh, how did this not get on any of these movies? Come on!
Yeah.
These people are fucking,
It's riling you up. I like it.
Number 10, Escape from New York.
Yeah, yes.
How did that not show up on any of those other lists?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We got Valley Girls and Peter Dinklage at the top of some of these lists.
Yeah.
We're missing Escape from New York. Ah, man. Number 9, The Book of Eli.
Yeah, that's a cool flick.
Number 8, Bird Box.
I have never seen Bird Box. I wouldn't have put that.
This is the one where they all have to blind themselves?
Yeah, I wouldn't put that. Because that's, once again, like Snowpiercer. It's an inherently ridiculous premise. I would have put those on the list, but much further up. The Book of Eli does not beat half of these movies, really.
Yeah. Number 7, original Mad Max series.
Well, if you start with Road Warrior, yeah.
Yeah, this is from 1979 to 1985.
Right.
Yeah. People forget Max Rachetansky, initially played by a piping hot 22-year-old Mel Gibson, was once just an overworked cop and a family man. So, yeah.
Very true. And
I like this author. I like the writing of this guy.
Yeah.
Number 6, Reign of Fire.
Yes.
Dragons.
Oh, so good.
Dragons,
so good. I can't believe that. Yeah. Reign of Fire, man. That's a great flick. And a great post-apocalyptic flick.
Number 5, I Am Legend.
Nah, that should have been much further down the list.
Number 4, Doomsday.
Yes, that's a British film. Cool. I don't know that I would have put it as high because it's not. It's a little weird, like they are so frequently. I think it's British, but I've seen it. Yeah.
It says combine the worst versions of Escape from New York, Mad Max, and 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Triple the amount of fake blood and gore, and throw in cannibal strippers, and you'll have Doomsday.
It's a fucked up film. That might be one for you to watch. Yeah. Although Six String Samurai is still number 1 on the list so far, but.
How have you not heard that? Like
what, Doomsday?
No.
Six String Samurai? I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Number 3, Oblivion.
Like Doomsday. I wonder if this guy's a Brit. Oh no, Oblivion, Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, isn't this the... this has got to be a Brit, because it was only outside of America that this was called Oblivion. This was called Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever?
No, Oblivion's a different movie than Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah. Oblivion is the one where he ends up... I don't want to ruin it.
Fighting himself?
Well, he ends up finding he's a clone. And there's a bunch of them. They all have their own little sections.
It wouldn't be surprising to hear that he actually, in real life, was a clone.
Yeah. Well, Oblivion's... Once again, I don't like Tom Cruise, but he does some pretty good movies. This was a very cool science fiction movie. It had a weird twist at the end, which I've just completely blown up. But, it's an interesting flick. Yeah.
So he's got 3 that are unranked here before he gets to his top 2.
The Live, Die, Repeat was called Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unranked Hellscape, The Day After, Testament, and Threads.
Once again, The Day After is not The Day After Tomorrow, but
correct.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here to read, so I'm not going to read all of it.
No, don't do it.
Number 2, A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2.
I would have put that much further up the list.
Yeah. And number 1, Mad Max Fury Road and Furiosa and Mad Max.
No. Road Warrior is much better.
Matrix isn't even on this list.
Okay, so he fucked up. But other than that...
Nobody's perfect.
No. Other
he
than
brought
that,
in some pretty
solid shit, yeah. And he had Boatman and Waterworld, so I gotta give him credit. And Soylent Green, holy fuck, man.
And not only that, but what was
Judge
the other
Dredd.
one? Judge Dredd, come on. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the top and give him some credit. Like, who is this guy? Austin Gale.
Not bad, Austin. You blew it in the last top 5, but you were solid up to that point.
Well, maybe it's because it says in the directions that he actually read like 51, but he only ranked... No, because he grouped some of them together. So maybe it's 51 that's like grouped.
Yeah, if you're counting all the Matrix movies and shit like that. Yeah.
He watched 51. He said, I watched and rewatched 51 post-apocalyptic movies over 2 weeks to answer these questions myself. Can you imagine watching 51 movies over 2 weeks?
I can.
There's a lot of Danish involved in that.
Someone going to pay me to do that shit?
Jesus, that's 3 movies a day.
Yeah.
3+ movies a day.
Not hard to do.
Not hard to do if you got nothing else to do.
You have to have nothing else to do. That's 6 hours out of your day.
And some of these movies are bad. Like,
yeah, I mean, Waterworld and Postman are 2.5 hours long, maybe 3. So yeah, it's not like every one of these. Like Idiocracy goes fast, but some of these. I mean, he had Children of Men on there, right? Yeah. That's a dull ass movie.
He says, I watched and rewatched 51 post-apocalyptic movies over 2 weeks to answer those questions myself. Why? I'm an idiot, firstly. But also because they're all interesting, unique tests of the human psyche.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I could see using this as a list to be like, yeah, these are the movies I want to watch. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to watch them all in a week. Or 2 weeks.
So here we're at the end. Let's vote on what we're going to watch. I think it's down between A Boy and His Dog, Delicatessen, and Six String Samurai.
I would say whichever one is streaming for free.
Which one is available?
Any of those, if we could find any of those streaming for free.
Okay.
And if it becomes, in order for us to, let me just look. Because we want to make an announcement.
Well, right? I can put it on the video. But yeah, for the podcast.
I can just look to see streaming Six String Samurai. Where to watch that?
Tubi.
Says it's on Apple TV.
Okay, we got that.
So we got that. So then the next one is A Boy and His Dog.
Mm-hmm.
A Boy and His Dog is available on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So we've got that. Now, here's the thing. I'm not actually looking at those services, so we'll see.
Yeah, you're just Googling what's it's available on.
And the last one is Delicatessen.
Yeah.
Stream Delicatessen. I mean,
Cat.
We would have to pay for Delicatessen.
All right, so that's out.
So that's out. So we have to choose between A Boy and His Dog and Six String Samurai.
I gotta go with Six String
I would go Six String Samurai as well.
All right.
Change approved.
Change approved. Mark it.
So
we're watching Six String
Samurai. We're going to watch that, and we'll report back on it. That'll be our Bonkers Banana Pants movie for next week. Yep. Six String Samurai.
And
let me just make sure.
Let's go watch it.
I said that was on
Apple.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into Apple, and I'm going to just make sure of this.
Right.
Six String.
That's true, though. Anybody who's watching or listening, if they don't have Apple, then they may not be able to watch it. But we can only do what we can do.
When I look up Six String Samurai on Apple, nothing comes up. So let me look in Amazon. That was the other one where
A Boy and His Dog.
A Boy and His Dog was, right?
Yep.
A Boy and His Dog. That is available on Amazon.
All right.
You can watch that.
So it's A Boy and His Dog.
A Boy and His Dog.
Yeah.
Not our
Not number one.
Not number one, but it's like 1A. It's like 1A. I want to see a horny guy using a dog to
get chicks in the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, and the dog just wants some spam.
Yeah.
I don't have opposable thumbs.
That's
Open the can for me.
Just get me some food and I'll find you some chicks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That dog, he got a bum deal.
Do you think?
Why do you have to find the horny dude, right?
I know. It's hard to find a non-horny dude.
I guess it's good that the horny, because if it wasn't a horny dude, he probably would have eaten the dog, you know?
So, is Rubber a post-apocalyptic movie?
I don't know. I haven't seen Rubber. I mean,
Isn't
it was brought
that
up.
With
It's
the tire?
The telekinetic tire that kills people. But no, there's like state troopers and stuff, so I don't think it's post-apocalyptic. It is in the desert, I think, from the trailer.
It seems really dusty.
Yeah.
All right, A Boy and His Dog.
Your favorite kind of movie.
A Boy and His Dog next week.
Yeah. Actually, I'm jazzed because that's another one of those cult flicks that everybody talks about that I've never actually seen.
I've never seen it either.
Yep.
I can't wait.
So, anyway.
A Boy and His Dog. Let's see what IMDb says about A Boy and His Dog. Boy and His Dog. Don Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
It has 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Fantastic. That's about the perfect score for Nerds of Certain Vintage.
I can't wait. Can't wait. All right.
This seems like the kind of movie that your daughter would like to watch with us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Now that I've got a beautiful TV. Well, I watch this TV and my wife's like, I can't see it. It's so bright. Stop. Turn it on. I'm like, no. Lean into its glory, sweetheart. Accept the blindness.
Yeah. You'll get used to it.
All right. So here we go. We got
Oh my God! Fucking wrap it up.
That sounds about right. After you talk trash about her feeling about your television.
I do love you, sweetheart. You are the best. All right. Well, anyway, the dame has spoken, so it is time for us to wrap it up. As always, I have been Doink.
And I have been Doink.
I don't like being Doink.
You want to be Doink?
No, I don't want to be Doink either. I just want to be Patrick.
All right, you're Patrick.
Patrick.
And I'm Patrick.
You guys are weird.